Hello everyone, my name is Angel and today I will be talking about kinematics, vertical motion, or as we call it, free fall. So from the word itself, free fall, it is described as the motion of an object with the sole influence of gravity. So for example, this is a building and this is you on top of it. If you decide to jump from the top of the building to the ground, and for example, the height of the building is like 14 feet, you might want to know how much time it took for you to jump from the top of the building to the ground. So yeah, that's one example. And one example is, for example, this is a ball and you toss it up and fall down to its initial position. So you, if you want to know the height of the ball from its initial position to the highest point. So you can answer those types of questions with the use of these three formulas. So the first one is V is equal to VO plus GT. Second is Y is equal to VOT plus 1/2 of GT squared. And the third one is V squared is equal to VO squared plus 2GY. So to better understand these three formulas, the V is equal to the final velocity, the VO is the initial velocity, and G is equal to the acceleration due to gravity. By the way, this is always constant, so 9.81 meters per second squared on Earth, because in other planets it's not the same. So, for example, you throw an object downwards, it's 9.81, but if it's upwards, it's negative 9.81, because the normal gravitational pull is always down, so it just makes sense if it's tossed upwards, it's negative. So, yeah. The next one is time. T is equal to time and y is equal to the displacement along y. And along y. So as we all know, or as some of you may know, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. This is what we need. This is for free fall because we are not going to consider the x-axis because this is horizontal motion. We are talking about vertical motion. So um, to better understand these formulas and to apply them in real life, I have this one problem. You decided to flip a coin to determine whether to do your physics or English homework first. The coin is flipped straight up. Hey, what is the velocity of the coin at the top of its trajectory? So velocity on top is what? So I'm gonna let you visualize this. This is a hand and this is a coin and you tossed it upwards. So it came back to its original position. So what is the velocity on top of its trajectory? So it's just zero. Why? Because it stopped. Because if it doesn't stop in its highest position, it will just go and up and up. And because of gravity, it stopped and it goes down. So therefore, it is 0 meters per second squared. 0 meters per second. So B, if the coin reaches a high point of 0.25 meters above where you released it, what was its initial speed? So we are looking for its initial speed. So VO is what? So with a given of the height is y is equal to 0.25 meters and the G is equal to negative 9.81 meters per second squared because it is tossed upwards. So yeah, it's negative because it's tossed upwards. So Hmm. So what formula will we use? So I'm just gonna list the three formulas. Okay, so the first formula I think not because we don't have the VO and the T and the same as the second, so the third is the most efficient way to solve the problem. So V squared is equal to VO squared plus 2GY. The V is equal to 0. 0 squared is equal to VO squared plus 2 times negative 9.81 times 0.25, and calculate this on your calculator. So it's gonna be, I think it's negative 4.905. So transpose this here. So it's gonna be 4.905. So take the square root of each to cancel out this. So VO is equal to 2.215 meters per second. So this is the answer for letter B. So yeah. So letter C, the question in letter C is if we catch it at the same height as you released it. So if you catched it from the initial to final, so it's just the final velocity is therefore just the negative of the initial velocity. So 2.215 meters per second. So if you catch it at the same height as released it, how much time did it spend in the air? So the question in C is what is the time it spent? So I think we will use the first formula. The first formula is very um, good for solving this. So the V final is negative 2.215 equal to 2.215 plus negative 9.81. So transpose this to become negative 2.215 minus 2.5 equal negative 9.81. So calculate this. It's 4.43, I think. 4.43 negative 9.81 t. Negative 4.4. Yeah. And just cancel out the negative 9.81. Divide both sides. So the time is equivalent to 0.452 seconds. So therefore, that is the final answer for C. So I hope you understood my discussion for today and thank you for watching.